You not get as it go be because you've not taken points from the bottom teams for the past 4 months now. What's happening?
Hmm. I would say we are still struggling to play teams with low block. The likes of Everton, we saw it. We struggled to score a goal against Everton, especially when we were even one man down. And we saw it today again. We conceded first, scored 2 goals, and relaxed again. And that our defense again, another porous aspect where we concede cheap goals that are not supposed to be conceded. And it's really hunting us down this season. Because if you look at the chart, Manchester United are among the teams that have scored the highest goals this season. But look at our goal difference. It will tell you how much goals we have conceded in as much as we are scoring up front, we are also conceding. Well, I would say we should not make that mistake of going out of this month without signing any player, at least to help us defensively. Because we don't have that defensive midfield. Look at, they took out Bruno and the midfield was just open. And the key to every defense is the midfield. Once your midfield is opened, your defense too would still leak. And it's what happened. Look at today. You're taking off Bruno. And immediately Bruno went out, the midfield was just nonsense. So I would say it's a very bad thing because if you cannot pick up points from the relegation teams, I don't see what's the hope of the big teams.
All right. Before now you've been conceding goals, and that was the reason why your coach was sacked. You're talking about players that you have to bring in. Do you think your coach was complaining about players because he needed players this month, and they sacked him because of that? Do you think they sacked him because they never wanted to spend this month?
No, I don't think they sacked our coach because of they never wanted to spend. They sacked the coach because of what he said at the media. The same thing happened to Tottenham. They sacked their coach after I even helped them win Champions League. They sacked their coach. So what I would say is because of what Amorim said in the media, that aspect where he said he came to be a manager, not just a coach. And there are rumors. I won't say it's true, but there are rumors that he was having issues with the head of director, that is Willox. So the reason why they sacked Amorim is because of that outburst in the media.
Now, saying that, talking about signing of players, they've sacked Amorin because he said they sacked Amorin. How are they going to get players? Because they don't have any stable coach. You cannot buy player when you don't have a permanent coach.
See, it's obvious. It's obvious. Now, you're not buying the player because of the coach. You're buying the player because of the loopholes in the team. Amorim is not there today, but we are still suffering the same thing we suffered when Amorim was there. You score 2 quick goals and concede another goal again. The same thing happened to Aston Villa match. Amorim was coaching Aston Villa. Today, Amorim is not coaching again. The same problem. You are seeing it. Fine. You sacked this man because you wanted this man to just be a coach, not a manager. Now the man is out. Now do what you want to do. You are seeing the team. Invest in when you came here, when in fact when the so-called Jim Ratcliffe came, he said he wants to invest in the sporting aspect. You're not investing in the commercial aspect. Invest in the sporting aspect. Bring in players for us. Let it be that we blame the coach. Now look at without a bench. Look at the boy that came and gave us 2 quick fire shots. He's a small boy. Bring in players that we know. Look at Man City has scored and they are still buying Semenyo. And Manchester United, we don't have anything and we are still saying we are not going to sign any players. The ones we have kept this summer, how many of them are making impact? How many? You bring in players now. I will always remind people, Fernandez, there is every money. It was a January signing, not a summer signing. So we should look at this thing. So we should wait for the like of Ahmad to come back. We should be using Dogu to play that wing. We are not serious now. We are not serious.
You know, big teams are known for when they make certain decisions, the right decisions at the right time. When they come out and make these great decisions, like the Real Madrid, and your team is the second best team in the world, second most valuable team in the world, and they are not making such decisions.
Now, you had the opportunity to sack a coach at the end of the season and bring in a new coach. You left him and sacked him and sacked him at the second leg of the season. You had the opportunity to sack Ten Hag at the end of the season. You did not sack him. You leave him to the end of half of the season and sacked him and brought in another coach. That was not a very good decision. And you have made another poor decision again. Why not just keep on making a poor decision until you get it right? What is the point of saying, okay, this is the time now you want to make a right decision at the detriment of the club? I don't see not signing a player, at least one player in January, as a good decision. I see it as a very bad decision because the signing we might make today will help us or mar us in the future. Because as a team of Manchester United standard, if we cannot compete in the Champions League next season, then we are not serious. We are not serious. And it will punish us in signing players.
Talking about the Manchester United as a whole, the management. Last season you got okay. This season you got in at the likes of last year you got in the likes of Richard Ashworth. Abi, yes, to become your sporting director, and you sacked him after 3 months. Do you think that space, that void, is still needed to be filled in order for Manchester United to move forward?
Yes, I actually think that void needs to be filled because there is no head of sporting director now. You need to fill some certain places. Now, look at the likes of Arsenal. Look at the likes of Man City. I say this thing. They have hardly before these teams sign a player that is bad. Why is it that Manchester United is the only club I'm seeing now that will sign a player and you will next year the player flops and you will not be hearing who scouts this player self? Who scouted Dogu? I don't understand. Who was the head of sports when they signed when they brought Dogu in?
There was nobody then.
Okay, then you're still leaving it like that, and you want to compete at the top tier football. You want to compete with the like of Arsenal. You want to compete with the like of Man City. No, there are things. There are little. That's what I'm saying. The coach was never the problem. The coach was never the problem. It was the kid said this thing. Sir Ragnick said this thing, and it's still happening till now. The management are the major concern in Manchester United. They are just using the club for commercial purposes. They are forgetting about the primary duty of the club, which is the sporting aspect.
Okay, Guy, this last question for you. Bruno Fernandes came in and helped the team. Do you think he should go next season? Because it was a rumor they wanted to sell him during the summer. Do you think he should go next season?
I would,
Actually, you collect the 200 million.
I would say every player has their time. I would say, but a player of Bruno Fernandes standard, if you are to sell him without replacing him, then it's a wrong investment. You can sell Fernandes 200 million and not replace him, and you suffer. Your punishment you will get will be more costly than 200 million. Yes, yes. Look, we saw Fernandes today. The few minutes he played, we saw it. We saw the impact. When he left, we saw the impact. Fernandes is a player that I like him. I respect him. If he's to go, I have no issue about it. But bring a player that will make us not to miss Fernandes.
All right, talk about your striker today, Ben Sesko.
See, I'm happy for him today for the two goals, especially that second goal he scored. I'm happy. At least it will build his confidence. At least those two goals will be, and we saw him after he scored that second goal. We saw how instantly he just started showing up in the game. At least those two goals mostly are the boosters to the confidence of the striker. And I'm hoping that coming in the next matches, it will keep up. It will keep it up. It will not go back again then and go blank. Yes, yeah. Then later on come again. We want this kind of striker that in and out of matches, at least you can give us at least one goal. At least that's the kind of strikers we want.
Finally, before we go, tell the United fans what you expect United to do for you. You have to move your team forward because you as a fan, you get your own plan.
Well, I would say if we should at least end up in a European spot. I'm not setting
a coach.
No, we'll get an interview.
Okay, you are the owner of the team as it stands. You're the owner of United, so give us what you feel you should do.
If I'm the owner of Manchester United, yes, I will get an interim manager for now to the end of the season. But I will not make the mistake of going without signing a player this January. I won't, because if I go within what my team is playing, using a defender to look at that lot, look at Dogu. No, we need to sign. We need to sign. Seriously, we need to make a signing to help us. We cannot be waiting on the likes of Ahmad and Wemo that is playing for their country. No, we need to sign. Even Kunya, like a lot is happening. A lot that we as the fans cannot say because we are not inside the club. We are just seeing from the camera aspect. We are not inside.
Now it's your team. Now it's your team. Now
if I'm the manager or if I'm the owner of Manchester United, if I'm the owner of Manchester United, the first thing I'll sell the club to a reliable hand because I'm not capable. With what I'm seeing now with the club, let me say I'm Joe Glazer or the rest, I will sell the club out.
Assuming you are the sporting director, finally, let's go.
If I'm the sporting director, I will try to employ a good scout that will scout good players, not the like of what we are seeing. Players that are hungry and that are hungry for football, not the ones that are just here to get money.
Thank you.